Hello everybody, this is Irish Vampire, and we are going to be playing 7 Days to Die today. We're going to run through our stats real quick. Alpha 11 is supposed to be dropping pretty soon, so this is just going to be getting me used to making videos, my very first video on YouTube. So, let's run through the stats. The difficulty setting is set on Nomad. You can go higher and lower. Nomad is the default setting, but I'm choosing to go ahead and do Nomad because quite honestly, I am not too comfortable with the game quite yet. I'm pretty good, I got my information, but I get a little too brave sometimes. You're going to see that a lot in my videos. Zombies run default, they run at night, they can never run or always run. I prefer my zombies to walk, but at night I feel like I need the extra boost to the difficulty setting, if you will. It's just a personal preference. The aggression, feral, they can see you through walls, they see you at night. It gets annoying to me, so I'm going to stick with normal. Persistent profiles, quite honestly, I don't even know what that is. I think it's just keeping my character in place. Anyways, 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this on 40 minutes because what I'm going to do for my videos here is I'm going to go ahead and only record during the day unless something really exciting happens at night. This will mean that my videos stay around 26 minutes unless for some reason we go over, and I'm not going to stick to any kind of heavy frame. However long we end up going is however long we end up going. Block durability, I am going to turn that down to 50%. In the beginning, it's actually going to give me a boost, and especially later when I'm starting to mine and stuff, it's going to really help me out. But the real thing is that it's going to help the zombies break through the walls a little bit faster, and so it's actually going to increase the difficulty level just a little bit without going crazy. Loot abundance, it's set to 150% because I was testing out some server settings from a server that I play on through KJ48, who was the one who actually got me to buy this game. I'm actually going to turn that back down to 100%. Loot respawn time, I'm going to make that once a week it resets. Drop on death everything. In my single player games, I go ahead and just play hardcore. If I die, I erase the world and start over. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave everything. If I can make it back to my backpack for the YouTube game, great. If not, it's going to feel more legit to me. You die, you lose stuff. That's just the way it is. Enemy memory, 60 seconds. I'm going to leave it there. Spawning, medium. I personally feel that I get quite a bit of zombie spawning. As you can see over here on the side, it actually leaves it at 100% spawning. I feel that's more than enough for me. I seem to get hordes all the time. You will probably see this throughout your time on my videos. Craft timer, no, I choose to take that off. I feel it's just fluff that I don't need. Loot timer, I feel like when you're going to be in there, you're going to be taking time to loot things. It's just the way it is. You're going to be looking for stuff. So I like to leave it on fast because I feel their base timer is a little crazy. Airdrops every 3 days. You know, I like getting free stuff, but let's go ahead and raise the difficulty. We're going to put it to once a week because I feel like if it were to happen at all, that's when it would be. I'm going to go ahead and leave cheat mode on because sometimes the game glitches and you need a way out, and so that's why I'm going to leave it on. I won't be spawning anything in, although I'm sure I'll be accused of it. Again, this is my first video. If you guys have any suggestions for me as I'm playing along, especially as to the technical stuff like my voice is too loud or the game sound is too loud, or of course if you have any game advice, be sure to go ahead and just leave those down in the comments. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here. You sometimes get some problems with fraps and starting a new world, so I will see you in game, guys. Alright guys, so we are in game, as you can tell. Don't seem to have much going on here. This is kind of a bad area, but we're in a burn biome. The industrial's over there. We're going to go ahead and stay out of there for now. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and beat down this bush for a stick. Beat down these grass things here for, well, grass. And grab that stone. So far we're being pretty lucky as to not having too much go on around us. I'm going to go ahead and make my stone axe. The way you're going to do that is you're going to put your stone in the middle, create the sharpened stone, of course, the grass, as I showed you, make plant fiber, and get your stone axe. I'm lagging a little bit behind in the commentary. I'm talking much slower than I'm acting. So yeah, we got our stone axe. That's going to be your starting weapon, your starting tool. As you can see now, I'm chopping down a tree. Now when this thing finally does fall, a ton of noise, and zombies that are somewhat close by are going to make a beeline for us, so I'm going to get out of dodge at that rate. I recommend new players do the same. You're going to get a few people going into the hub city over here. It's typically in the center, and of course if you head over to the map, you can track down to 0-0. Let's see. 0-0 is your base hub city. You're going to be able to get to the standardized one at 0-0 every single time. What I'm going to do is head directly away from 0-0. As you can see, I'm picking up a lot of stones. I'm going to snag a few more pieces of grass. These are going to be create our first weapon in the game for ranged. And that's going to be the crossbow. We're going to stick the grass in the middle to create plant fibers. We're going to turn some of these logs into planks. Take about half of those, throw them in there, and turn them into sticks. And then we're going to go up through the middle, out on the sides like a pickaxe, and throw in a couple of plant fibers in the blank space. And boom, we have a crossbow. This is a very good early weapon. It's also a good later game for just keeping quiet. We're going to turn these small stones into sharp stones. And as I go along, we're actually going to find feathers. Now we have sticks in the sharp stones. With the feathers, we'll be able to make the crossbow bolts, which is the ammo for the crossbow, of course. I don't know why I went after him melee with a crouch on. That was just dumb. Getting hit early game like this is the worst thing you can do because it's going to give you bleeding and infecting. And as you can see right now, I only have the one set of bandages. These are herbal bandages. They're going to go ahead and heal me as well as stop bleeding. But I only have the one piece. That's another thing you want to look out for is these garbage disposal places here. Now on grabbing books, you don't really need them this early on. They're mostly used for shotgun shells later. But I say, hey, if you have the room, go for it. Now, the burned biome, in my opinion, is one of the best places in the game for getting your bird's nests, which means feathers. I don't know why I grabbed rotten flesh, that's gross. For your feathers and eggs. Now, eggs are a pretty vital part of the game, in my opinion, as well, because one of my favorite food items in the game is bacon and eggs. It has to be something they didn't mean to add in there, but for some reason, bacon and eggs, once you cook them, don't smell. They also give you a ridiculous amount of hunger back, so I say, hey, that is what I'm after. Now, like I said, the burned biome is one of the best places for this. Any of these with the stove and the cabinet over here, you're going to have a burned, sorry, not a burned, a bird nest. Look, sometimes they don't have a cockle, right? Those bird nests are going to be the heaviest sources. Now, for some reason, we've got another industrial thing going on over here, so we're just going to avoid that. There's a lot of reasons you might want to go in there, especially early game, to get some of the best tools in the game, or maybe just get an easy start. You know, there's a lot of stores and whatnot in there, and that's great, and I say all for that. I tend to die in there a lot early game, because you have no armor, you have no good defenses, and quite honestly, if it wasn't for the dogs, it might be worth doing. But especially for the YouTube video, it's just not how this one's gonna go, guys. So, we're gonna go ahead and travel along this bank here, picking up sticks and stones and all kinds of other fun stuff. Now, the real thing, the real reason I'm just running around and running past zombies like an idiot, there's a rhyme and reason to this. What I'm doing is looking for a road, or perhaps even a different biome with a road. we're going to go ahead and start looking for prefab. Now, prefab is a game-spawned community, house, town, whatever. These things are going to be some of the first places you're going to have an opportunity to live at, with safety and full respect. The earlier you find these things, the earlier you can start building and clearing them out. Right up here in the corner, you can see day 1. On day 7, you're going to have issues. You're going to get a large horde. It's just one of the things that's built into the game. At 21:15, that's when the zombies are going to start running at night. So the last thing I want to do here is get caught outside at night, with the zombies running around, hitting harder, and generally just being obnoxious. And of course, for some reason, dogs love to spawn on me at night, so I'm just going to avoid that if possible. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is loot all the things. There's a few things you don't want to have in your inventory early on. You saw I passed over a rabbit earlier. I don't know, maybe you didn't, but if you did, the reason I did that is because you really don't want raw meat on you early game. It's gonna let all the zombies around know what's up. There we go, getting hit. Okay, well this is a good time for combat tutorials. When you go in, you're going to want to click just a little bit early so you start the swing animation. And then you're going to aim just above their head. You know, I missed there, obviously. The whole idea is you want to hit them in the head because that's where you're going to do most of your damage. Ah. So as I was warning you about earlier, you see the little heart with the arrow through it. That's the bleeding notification. So you're going to go ahead and put on a bandage. Now, simple bandages will just stop the bleeding. The herbal bandages actually do healing over time. That was my only healing item. So now, if I start getting hit again, I am just screwed. By the way, this is kind of what I'm talking about with getting a little bit too brave. There's zombies all around me. So, of course, what am I doing? Hey, this is a great time to go looking into these nests. Perfect examples. You have your venison here. Venison is an awesome source of food, especially late game when you have time to cook it. We have a rabbit over here. They're decent sources of food. I tend not to kill them. When you kill too many animals, they stop spawning. So I like to leave the rabbits alive just as a general rule. The zombies, of course, are going to kill them as well. If I do see a pig, though, I can't pass up those bacon and eggs. Alright, we're going to take an opportunity here to show you how to make a bone shiv. You just pick up a bone, you put it in your inventory, put it in the middle like that, and now you get a bone shiv. You're going to be able to do a little bit more damage. It's a pretty good weapon. Not my bag. If you happen to like that type of weapon, well, there you go. It's all for you. Another reason to check the stoves, besides the scrap metal inside, is you're going to have an opportunity to perhaps pick up a metal cooking pot. Now, the metal cooking pot is going to be one of the things that you use the most in the game. Even though you're not really interacting with it much, you're going to put that inside your cookware slot, inside your campfire later on, which we'll go over when the time comes down to that. And you're going to be able to cook water, you're going to be able to cook your golden hot tea, you're going to be able to cook your coffee up, venison stew later on. Oh look, a deer to make the venison stew, and a road, which is what we were looking for. So that's pretty awesome. Another lifeline as you travel through the world. Let's see if I can get away from these zombies for a second. Nope, they're all over the place, they see me. Alright, these short iron pipes. I didn't stay in there too long, you'll get to see them later. But these are going to make short metal strips, or just metal strips. I don't remember right this second. Oh man. Alright guys, we're going to get an early tutorial on how to get yourself killed because there's a pig, and I am not giving up my bacon and eggs. So, crossbow bolts. Now, when you go to aim at the pig, never ever fire your crossbow like this. always hit the right button, it permanently sets the aiming animation up. So you're going to have to right-click it again to get it off. But you're going to walk slower while you're doing it, and it's not worth the time and energy. Now I want to make sure I actually hit this pig, because right now I don't have a lot of crossbow bolts to spare, and especially when I find a prefab, it's going to be important. Now, I'm glad I did that, even though it sucked. Because if I had been fighting a zombie, I would have just lost my opportunity to stay alive. When you first pull out your crossbow after making bolts, you're going to have to hit R once to reload it. It happens to everybody, in my opinion, but I'm glad it happened there so I can show you. This pig just will not hold still for a minute. We're going to let him run a little bit. Hopefully he'll go down this hill here and just stop. There we go. Now I'm thinking I hit him, but he's not acting like he's been hit. Alright, so I actually see another one. I'm going to go ahead and shoot him. He's not acting like he's been hit either. Apparently I did. So when you hit them with the crossbow, you're actually going to make them bleed, which will make them die eventually. Now I've lost track of my other pig. Darn it. Alright, well, I'm guessing he's actually in the river. They sink to the bottom. I'm not seeing him though, so we might have to just abandon this piggy. Or completely randomly run across him again. Okay, that works. So in that trash can back there, I don't know when they started popping up in the trash can, but you see I found this book. The Forge Ahead book is one of the most common books in the game, but it's also one of the most needed. That's how you're going to be able to make your metal. I'm also glad I'm down here in the river, because that's going to give me an opportunity to get clay, which you're going to need to make an ingot mold. The ingot mold is required to make iron ingots. That's how you're going to get your early tools, the good tools like the actual fire axe and pickaxe, and so on and so forth. You saw when I carved up those pigs, they left gore pots. When you stay in an area too long and you have too many things like that going on, you're actually going to raise the heat map, which is a percentage of activity levels that will call in 3 what they call spider zombies. Now, spider zombies don't really serve much purpose except for to annoy you half to death. They climb walls, they're loud, they're kind of freaky, if I'm being honest. You hear them crawling around outside your house at night, you're just like, no, go away. So it's pretty awful. Kind of wondering where that deer went. I was actually going to shoot him. Take him for my meat collection. Again, you don't really want meat in your inventory at this point, but since I've already got the pork in here, I figured you might as well throw it all in. It's going to be one of the better food sources. You can find cans all over the place. But when you eat the cans, like as good as it is, it's not going to give you much wellness. Now, wellness is a system they introduced in this version of the game here, where I don't know how much to explain it here. You start off with 100 wellness, and when you die, it goes down by 50%. Of course, eating stuff like moldy bread or stuff that's really not good for you to be eating, like that's going to be the kind of stuff that wears it. Really shouldn't be doing this with that zombie right there. Oh, get away, get away, get away. Okay. We're gone. We're out of here. We're done, zombie. Go away. And nobody wants you around. Alright, so we're going to chase down this deer. Now, I clearly hit him. Is he gonna... You see how these zombies are just following me like crazy, and it seems a bit unfair? That's because of the pork in my inventory. It's causing the zombies to smell it and come at me. I didn't have my crosshairs aimed quite high enough there, so I was hitting him in the chest. It becomes a problem. That's all I'm saying. Panic is one of your worst enemies in this game, just like any real situation. If you were living in the zombie apocalypse, panic is going to get you killed. But thankfully, we're done with that part. We're gonna get out of here. Grab more feathers. Should be picking up rocks. Alright, so I was on the wellness system here. You eat stuff that's bad for you, and it's gonna take down your wellness. If you go over to character, you're gonna see wellness. It's at 100. Now, while you have your wellness high, at 100, for example, your health and your stamina can go up to 100%, which is where these bars cap off. When you die, it drops to 50%. It drops to half of whatever you have. I think bottoming out at 35 is what I've heard, but capping all the way up to 200. Now, of course, you don't want to die, ever, for any reason. However, if you have to, make sure you have your wellness up for that. It's just unfortunate for everybody. I don't know what else to say about that. Eating things like the cooked pork and the cooked venison, anything that's fresh, is going to help raise your wellness, as well as taking things like antibiotics and pills. I am going to go ahead and just take those pain pills now, because I don't want to be in a bad situation later and have all this health just chilling. Again, I'll leave the rabbits alone. They leave an animal in the area. Trying to find my way back to that road. Gonna have to map it up. Okay. So if you are on the map and you right click, you can set a waypoint. It's gonna put a little flag there. When you're aiming at it, you're intuitively going to be going towards the stick of the flag. That's wrong. You want to go towards the middle of the flag. It's a little weird, but that's the way it is. You can see the times getting to 13:25, so I really want to start getting down that road and see if I can find a place to live for the night. The burnt biome doesn't offer much in the way of good housing, but you know, I don't have much option because the other direction, I believe, is an industrial zone. Yeah, no. We're gonna get out of here. Alright. So since we have a second here, we're gonna go ahead and throw these stones in the middle of my craft bar, turn them into sharp stones. Now, once you've actually made an item, the recipe in these systems here, including the search system, are gonna turn green. Once they're green, you can click once to create one item, and it'll automatically fill them in for you if you have the stuff. But if you hold shift and you click it, it'll max it out. I, of course, want as many crossbow bolts as I can get my hands on. So that's what we're doing. It's done. It's over. Get over it. Done. We're out of here. You guys, you need a hobby. Leave me alone. Alright, so I'm actually going to angle in a little bit more. I know I set the waypoint over there, but I know generally where it is now, so I'm going to start heading up the road a little ways. You only have so much stamina, and I would really rather not be stuck with that. Speaking of stamina, that's another thing you want to avoid. I talked earlier about getting infected. When you get hit, you're going to get this little biohazard icon on the side, and that's your biohazard infection warning. When you have that, it's basically going to cut your stamina regain in half, which, when you're running or hitting things or mining, it's awful. It's the worst. Don't let that happen. Basically, what I'm telling you is stay out of close range combat. You know, that thing I'm not doing at all, because I'm an idiot. Gotcha, piggy. So again, once you hit the pig, don't try to shoot him again. Let it go ahead and just bleed out. Save your bolts. That's all I'm saying. For some reason, decided to take that on. Again, gore blocks. You don't want that. Not where you're living. So, while I don't mind them here on the road, like if I was in the place where I lived, I would be destroying those. So that tree is right where my bird nest was supposed to be. It's a little annoying, but whatever. It's not the end of the world by any standard. So as you're going down the road, you're really looking for where these things straighten out, because that's going to be where all of your prefabs are going to be at. As I'm going down the road here, I see meshed a stag. I'm going to go ahead and shoot him. Oh. Dogs and stags seem to be on a weird system. They have a central turning point, So when they turn, it's like their whole body just flips around wildly. It makes them very difficult to hit, which is one of the reasons dogs are the worst. The other reason dogs are the worst is because they run all the time. Yeah, I'm not going to chase them down. That's completely the wrong direction. And it's getting way too late in the day for me to be hanging out. So we're just going to move on with our lives. I am obviously not the best shot in the world, and if I'm being honest, I have a bit of sleep fright, so that's part of what this is supposed to be helping me with, is just getting used to talking and making stuff up on the fly. You're going to hear me saying a lot. Hopefully, that'll die down as we go on. I also don't have a professional mic right now. I'm sorry about that, guys. So you're going to hear me sighing and giving little harumps of annoyance or indignation. Occasionally, that's just a thing that's going to happen for a while. But right now, I'm a college student, and I don't really have a whole lot of money to be going off and buying all kinds of things. Most of my money, for this anyway, already went into Fraps and Adobe Premiere. So those are just things that ate it up. But of course, I have a real life. You know, I have bills. I have professional stuff I'm worried about getting. I'm going to be law enforcement and or security guard, depending on life and on reasons. Oh, look at you, piggy. I didn't quite get ahead of you enough there. Don't go up a hill too. Alright, fine. Gonna make me waste my ammo. Now I'm definitely killing you. Oh, come on, I hate you. That's just not cool. That is not okay, game. Gotcha. Steggy. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna shoot you right in the butt. Ah. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up piggy pots. Zombie, you better not be infecting my meats. I work for that meat fair and square. I will destroy you. Alright, Stag. Give me your venisons. So, as I'm going along here, you're probably also noticing that I'm grabbing the animal hides, as well as the animal fat. The animal fat can be baked down in tallow, which, as I recall, is used to make gasoline in late game when it's harder to find and you're not running to gas stations all the time. Early game, though, it's great for candles. Now, candles are amazing for many reasons. But the biggest one is just it's a really easy light source to get in your house. Why did that not hit you? Alright. I probably just wasted an extra bolt on this thing, but whatever. We need the food. You're gonna see me click over to my inventory a lot as an accident. My inventory button is actually tied to a button on my mouse, so sometimes it's just the easier way for me to click out. It doesn't require me to remember what button I need to hit or anything. It's just intuitive. It just smacks it. This is actually a great turn of events, even though I'm a little sad that it's happening right now. It's a little late in the day to be playing with this, but this biome transition, when we finally do find a prefab, the houses here are going to be of a much, much higher quality, easily defendable. There aren't as crazy amounts of spawns as in the burn biome. So we're going to take this opportunity to go ahead and leave that one behind. I am getting a little hungry and thirsty, and unfortunately, I'm not having a whole lot going on. So that's also another thing that's going to be helpful for. Plague nurses are going to have a chance to drop vitamins, by the way, which are a very important part of your early game. If you don't find a water source early enough, or don't have a chance to boil water down, maybe you didn't find that pot or whatever, that's going to be well worth our while. The Spiked Club here, best thing. Best. You listen to me? Listen to me, I'm gonna tell you, eat. It's the best. Now, why is it the best? Thankfully, that dude's just kind of standing there, so he is going to be our test subject. So, we're gonna go ahead and make some crossbow bolts. But the spike club, one of the best melee weapons there are. This and the sledgehammer, easily the best. Now, you heard me say earlier that these things are going to be amazing for you. So I want to keep one of those for our forge later. But the rest, I'm going to go ahead and turn into metal strips. Metal strips go up here, spiked club goes in the middle, and it's going to repair it. Now, thankfully, 15 strips repaired it all the way back up, so there's going to be a whole lot of zombie killing. When I finally do find our prefab, it's going to be the best time. Hopefully, we'll find something to give us food, but until then, the nurse is our ultimate looting spot. It's just a bandage, but it's something. I'm grateful for that. We're running really low on water, so it would be great if we could just find some. Typically, when you're raiding those little half houses in the burn biome, the counters are actually going to have water in them. For some reason, horrible luck. Horrible luck. I've tried to record this actually a couple times, and I ran into a few problems. Again, first video, it was bound to happen. And I was having so much good luck. This one, not so much. We're actually going to eat that miso soup as soon as we kill this stag. Hopefully that hit, and I didn't waste that just now. The miso soup is one of the better things. It's going to give you only a little bit of each, but it's going to give you hunger and hydration. And right now, I'm a little desperate for both. So, perfect. Wonderful. Let's do that. Hit these trash spots up. Brass. You do need it in the late game settings, but really, it's not the most vital thing ever. You can see I'm picking up a lot of goldenrod as well. Goldenrod are these yellow flowers. Goldenrod is going to be one of those things you're going to be cooking up in a cooking pot with the water. It turns it into goldenrod tea. Goldenrod tea is fabulous. It'll improve your life. That's all I'm saying. It will make your life better. I don't know what I just picked up there. Alright, sure, whatever. I did just hear a stag, but I'm not really seeing him. I don't want to go back to that. Thankfully, I see some backpack. Well, I see a backpack. Not that other one's backpack, but it turns out it's worthless. It's just a trash heap. Trash heaps are worth checking out, contrary to the fact that they are in fact trash. You have a chance to get some moldy bread, which seem kind of stupid right now. But if you get your hands on a beaker and some potassium nitrate later, you can pick yourself up some antibiotics. And that is wonderful. It's perfect. Not anything enough. I forget these guys are like 12 feet tall. So over there, can't see him really well from here, but that is a spider zombie over there. I don't think that one is able to call a horde down on you, but they are just awful. I hate those things. They are the one zombie in the game, in my opinion, that actually make things a little harder. I guess we're going to show you. When you have to run at them, you have to aim off to the side just a little bit as well as up, because when they go through their attack animation when you first go after them, they are actually going to lean off to the side a bit. It's very unfortunate, it's obnoxious, and quite frankly, I hate them. But that's alright, whatever. They make the game kind of fun. We're going to go ahead and get our hydration up while we can. Now, I know I haven't been using my crossbow a lot since I got here, and that's not just because I'm low on ammo. It's quite frankly, I'm just using cross. That's kind of worthless. You can pick up these small stones everywhere. It's not for lack of ammo, I promise. I do need to focus on getting those more, but the truth is that for killing the fat guys especially, it becomes your godsend. You need all those ammo. Now, you might not be able to tell, but I certainly can. that I am starting to lose my voice. I don't typically talk this much, and like I said, I've tried to record this twice already, so this is like my 4th hour talking. Typically, I don't really sit around talking. I don't talk a whole lot in my personal life. I'm kind of antisocial if I'm being completely truthful. So, I don't know, you decide. I'm also picking up these cotton plants. I don't know where they went. Where are they? Cotton, where did you... there we are. So I only have 6 cotton right now, but I'm going to be able to turn those into cloth fragments later. And the cloth fragments are actually going to be able to help me make a backpack, which I can set down and create a spawn point with. If I find a decent prefab, I might be able to just grab a simple bed from inside. That should have hit you. I felt like that went right through your head, dude. That one was clearly my fault. Anyway, I might be able to grab a simple bed, but I mean, why take chances, right? Again, smelling like this, it's gonna bring all these zombies to me. It's unfortunate, but it's the way of the world. And especially since I have this great melee tool, though. Like, I don't see much of a reason to go around wasting my crossbow bolts. Let's see. The bad part about all these pieces of animal is that they're not really edible straight off. It's unfortunate. It'll give you food poisoning. It's not cool. And I am just having horrible luck finding naturally occurring food sources besides the animals. So this could be unfortunate. You may see me start to use a bunch of wellness over that. I'm not going to chase that pig out there. Quite honestly, I got a pretty awesome amount of pork going on right now. 21 pork is ridiculous, but that's the way it goes when you start grabbing it early. Just running around, especially in single player, like, it's gonna make everything great. The problem in multiplayer, of course, is that you stretch out the spawning zones and the amounts of spawns and caps, and so you actually start running into problems where zombies and animals don't spawn as much as they should, and so it's actually going to become a detriment to your food source. There's just not enough food to go around. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this now. Have it. You have one there, turns into cloth fragments. Cloth fragments, I have enough, so I'm going to turn that into a sleeping bag. Didn't even realize I had just straight cloth. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down here. Turn that into that. I don't know why I didn't shift click that. I tried, but it didn't work. One of the primary things I'm looking for in terms of food sources is that exactly what I'm looking for, actually? Yep. So this is a hollowed out tree stump. Now, I'm having pretty horrible luck, but typically you're going to be able to find a bunch of canned food and or water in those. So if you see anything that looks kind of square off on the horizon when you're going through a forest biome, hit that up. Hit that up immediately. It looks like this is just not going to work out for us. If I don't hit a straight part, I just passed the straight part up. If I don't come across a prefab by, let's say 1910 or something, basically just down this road, if I don't find one almost immediately, I am going to give up on this for the day and start worrying about just building one from scratch. The other unfortunate thing about all of this is that I haven't picked up much metal. So the short iron pipes, again, I wish I hadn't had to break them all down like that. They're going to be pretty vital. You need 9 of those to create the cooking grill for the campfire. And that's what you're going to make your bacon and eggs and whatnot on. Thankfully, there's a house right over there, but I'm already losing wellness because of this. Again, that attack animation. I hate it. It's almost worth it to just go in once and back off, and then come back after them. Oh, a duffel bag, please be food. Well, I got a bandana anyway. I don't know why I clicked that much. Okay, put that on. Now you look like a weird naked idiot. Alright, so I say I'm going down in wellness. You can see it's already happened once. I'm at 99 wellness. It goes down a little bit faster over time. Thankfully, these guys are off chasing a deer. I'm hoping that'll just be a thing that happens. I'm not gonna rely too much on that luck. I'm gonna take this opportunity to crack her in the head. Hopefully get something good. But of course not. Why would that be a thing that happens? When you come to prefabs, you're going to run into a ton of zombies. As you can already see, they're coming out of the woodwork on me. Thankfully, I have this awesome melee weapon, so that's going to help. The other thing is these fancy places like this, go ahead and grab these aloe plants. Like, I can't get too much right now, but go ahead and take aloe glass jars. You actually want to put them like this. You can create aloe cream. Now, aloe cream, hopefully I'm not going to be attacked while I'm doing this, on top of cloth, creates those amazing healing bandages. So that's what we're going to be after right now. It looks like these guys went ahead and opened this house for us. Guys in the green shirts, always aim extra high for them. I don't know why this guy is a million feet tall, but it is what it is. I shouldn't just be heading in like this. It's way too early to be hoping this is free of zombies. But I'm desperate for that food. Okay, I don't have any room for the blood bag. It's not that worth it. Got water. Got cans. Got peas. These are good. Gas. Get in there. I just want to get my wellness up a little bit to keep me from losing my fullness. To get up high enough to keep me from losing wellness. As I said earlier, it's pretty damn vital. So, could we not have a giant gas can in my face? That'd be awesome. As you can hear, there's zombies around me. It's freaking me out right now. You can see I placed my thing in the middle here, so I can see if anyone is sneaking up on me. We're going to see if I have anything I can convert down. We're going to go ahead and take these bullet casings, for example, and turn those into brass. We are going to just ignore that and turn that into iron. Now, either I'm going to stay in here for the night, or I'm going to stay in the place next door. I need to hurry up and make that decision. I'm going to go ahead and stay upstairs here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these wood planks. I'm going to put these wood planks around like this, and then I'm going to look up wood frame. And I am just going to make a ton of them. I'm going to take more of my logs, which I thought I had. Where'd my logs go? I thought I only made half of my logs. What the heck? Okay, well, we're not going to have a whole lot of time to worry about that. We're going to go ahead and toss this. Put this down. Now, these guys can see through those things, so I don't want any part of that. What I really want to do is I want to get up here. Not that I can actually see in here. As you guys can see, Actually, I suppose you can't. You can probably see about as much as me right now, which is absolutely nothing. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna put this on this wall. So I'm gonna go down here before all this goes crazy. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna break the bottom part of that ladder. And what that's gonna do is make it so the zombies can't get up here. Thankfully, this is a purse. It's not much, but I'll take it. Purses, especially early game, seem to be like the best place to find food. Unfortunately, it's getting real close to the end of the day. Oh god, I heard a dog. I don't think there's much way around this one. We're just gonna have to bash our way in. Because honestly, even though we've protected ourselves pretty well, I don't think zombies will be able to get up here for the night. It's probably going to be pretty safe. We've got ladder downstairs. I would just rather be back in this room. I'm taking my torch off the wall so I can put it in here. When you have it out, it actually does wear out over time, so you don't want to hold on to these things too much. Thankfully that wall seems to have a little bit of protection going on for me. Still can't figure out where all my logs went. I only turned half of them in. Alright, whatever. Cans, cloth boots, I'll take that. Cloth boots are protection, so I'm also going to get into this real quick. And once we actually see what's in here, I'll start settling down for the night, turn off the video. So right after this, we're going to call it. Again, imagine that is doubled. In the standard game, that would actually be half the time that it takes. So you can imagine how it's just ridiculous. You can hear downstairs getting into that thing. Made some zombies pretty angry. Sensed up here, so you don't want the wooden parts of these guns because they are actually going to be craftable once you have the recipes. I'm going to put that up there. Again, I don't think they'll be able to make it up here. They're going to sense me for a while, but hopefully they'll just leave me alone and not knock the building down. Again, when we get to that part, we will start recording again if anything crazy happens. So, on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. Like the video, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Have a great day. I'll see you later.